Good evening. His Excellency Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Honorable Turkish Ministers, Senator Hagel, distinguished guests, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. SETA-DC warmly welcomes you to an evening in honor of His Excellency Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan. SETA-DC is the Washington branch of our umbrella organization, the Foundation for Political, Economic, and Social Research, SETA, based in Ankara. It is the first Turkish think tank established outside Turkey. SETA-DC aims to provide careful, independent analysis of a broad range of issues and seeks to play an important role in the exchange of ideas on issues such as the bilateral relationship between the US and Turkey, Turkish foreign policy in general, and Turkey's role in Europe, the Middle East, the Caucasus, and Central Asia. We aim to achieve three major goals. First, we believe SETA-DC will improve communication between Turkish and American policymakers and public opinion on both sides. Second, SETA-DC's presence will strengthen the diversity of voices in Washington and enrich Turkish policymaking by promoting a vibrant culture of intellectual exchange that leads to sound international policymaking. And lastly, we hope to contribute to a greater understanding and appreciation of Turkey's role in regional and world politics by the international community. I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone involved in the organization of this event, to the Prime Minister's office, the Turkish Embassy here in Washington, SETA staff members, and the Mayflower Hotel Events team. And now, I would like to invite Taha Ozhan, Director of SETA Foundation in Ankara, to the podium. Thank you.
Before starting, I just would like to mention there will be a QA session. For that, if you just start writing your questions while Prime Minister is speaking, somebody will be collecting those questions to be asked to Prime Minister. And His Excellency Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan, ministers and distinguished guests, again, welcome to this historic room and SETA event. We are honored to have His Excellency Prime Minister Erdogan in our program, and I would like to make a very few short remarks before handing the mic to Senator Hagel. In recent years, Turkey has expanded the parameters of its foreign policy, not only in theory but in practice, by reaching out disparate corners of the world. With Turkey's present success comes challenges and opportunities alike. While striving to contribute to international security, Turkey faces the demands of transforming its own domestic politics in accordance with the realities of post-Cold War era. We can expect to see more of Turkey's efforts to bring together conflicting sides and initiate a balanced platform for international cooperation and peace. In the last decade, Turkey has been a pivotal actor on the international stage and a regional power. After the collapse of Soviet Union, Turkey discovered or rediscovered a world of interests and affinities stretching from Balkans to Middle East to Caucasia, Europe, etc. And these areas that had been largely absent from the mainstream Turkish foreign policy debate. And more recently, analysts have focused on increasingly proactive Turkish foreign policy. But unfortunately, this focus was usually obsessed with a Cold War mentality, trying to frame Turkey in a direction, camp, or an axis. Turkey has emerged a key regional power with substantial military power and diplomatic weight. Nowhere has this been more evident than in the Middle East, Caucasus, and Europe. Turkey's relations with Europe also undergoing a significant transformation through membership process. Despite periods of turbulences and uncertainty over the last 60 years, also United States and Turkey, their relations has always maintained their strategic significance. US-Turkish relations are closely intertwined with developments in several regions, and new US foreign policy towards those regions will have a direct impact on partnership between two countries. In the aftermath of EU decision in 1999, this relationship upgraded by Washington and Ankara as a strategic partnership, and this partnership played a pivotal role in following areas. Basically, after occupation in Afghanistan and Iraq, the stabilization of Iraq and the future of Afghanistan, the future of NATO alliance, and Turkish accession to the EU, the Turkish peace efforts in the region, and lastly, energy initiatives through Caspian region to Middle East. These are the crucial areas where US-Turkish strategic partnership will be tested. And I'm sure just a couple minutes later, Prime Minister will be going through details of those relations and explaining multidimensional and proactive features of this relation. And I would like to hand the mic to Senator Hagel. Jack Hagel served 2 terms in the United States Senate, representing state of Nebraska. Senator Hagel was a senior member of Senate, Foreign Relations, Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, and Intelligence Committees. He is currently Distinguished Professor at Georgetown University and the University of Nebraska at Omaha, President's Intelligence Advisory Board, and he is the Chairman of Atlantic Council. And Senator Hagel, lastly, he is the author of the recently published book named America, Our Next Chapter. And Senator Hagel.
Taha, thank you. New, thank you. The SETA-DC organization, we are grateful not only for your institutional importance and involvement to further promote Turkish-American relations, but your contributions to a cogent and relevant 21st century foreign policy for both our countries. And I am very appreciative of what you do and the work that you have done and the work that you will continue to do. Prime Minister, it is indeed an honor to be with you again, especially here in Washington. I have the privilege of introducing you this evening. That's always dangerous to give the microphone to a senator with no time limits, especially a former senator who has still quite not gotten over all the bad habits I picked up in the Senate, but I'm trying. I first want to acknowledge an individual who has already been acknowledged, the Turkish ambassador to the United States, Ambassador Şensoy and Mrs. Şensoy. We are very proud of the work that they have done, the work not just on behalf of your country, but of all our countries. And the respect that Ambassador Şensoy has earned here has been very important for Turkey's involvement and credibility in this town, as well as, I might add, his predecessor, Ambassador Ilkin, who I have had the opportunity to work with each of these very, very important ambassadors. It was early December in 2002 when